Thank you for joining us today, and we are excited to introduce you to our featured author, Ruth Broyde Sharone. She is part of the book Voices of the 21st Century: Women Who Influence, Inspire, and Make a Difference. This book serves as an opportunity for women from around the world to share their voice, their truth. This book is really a conversation starter. It stirs the spot and challenges the status quo. It's done by one woman simply sharing her truth to be vulnerable and transparent. And I know this takes courage, which is why, as more of us rise up to share our voices, to educate, to guide, and inspire, we must support one another by both sharing and listening. So what we would love to do is get to know you, Ruth. Welcome to the call.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So I've read your story, and it's a powerful one. And what I would love to know is what motivated you or inspired you to share this story?
A very bizarre thing happened to me. I've been a professional filmmaker and author and journalist for most of my life. And suddenly, what seemed to be out of nowhere, a string of songs came out while I was on my daily walks. And I had no idea the origin of them, why they were coming, or what I was supposed to do with them. But when I would come home each day, I would have a melody and lyrics. And after 30 songs and beginning to share them with a friend of mine who's a professional composer, musician, he said to me, "Ruth, you realize you're writing a musical?" And I said, "I am." And I thought to myself, well, if I am, then I'm going to write this musical. And because I'm a total novice in this arena, I'm a filmmaker. I know about composition on the screen. I know about editing, but musical theater was just not something I ever thought I would be doing. So I went to musical boot camp, and my teacher said to me, and I told her I had already produced an album. I put together an album of 11 of the songs. I was getting extraordinary feedback from people who heard it. It was about interfaith, about our coexistence together, about celebrating our diversity. And I was so excited now I was going to integrate these songs into a story. And she said to me, "No, Ruth," she said, "put aside all your songs and just write a fantastic story and then go back and you'll see where the songs fit in. And you may discover some of the songs don't work. And you may also discover you have to write new songs." And when she said that, my heart dropped. And I thought, what does she mean I'll have to write new songs? Where will I get them from? And I became actually paralyzed in my work. And I thought, well, all these songs came to me. I didn't sit down and write them. They came to me. They came from somewhere. Maybe that I was helped by some unseen forces or guiding spiritual guardians. And I thought, well, I can't do this. And so I stopped everything. And I continued to walk. And one day I had a revelation, and that's what I want to share in this book.
Nice. So that's powerful. That's quite the experience. So what do you expect the reader to get from your story?
This is for anybody who has ever been stopped thinking that the well of creativity has dried up, or that we're allotted only so many brilliant thoughts or ideas or opportunities, and then it's over. And that's not true. And that's what I discovered. And I want the reader to understand that there is an eternal well of creativity that exists all the time, with pure potential, with amazing things in it that we can find and use. The muse never disappears. We may think she comes just briefly and sits on the corner of our pencil, and then leaves when she's ready to leave, but that's not true. And a person of any age, of any gender, of any background, always has an opportunity to dip into the well. And that's what I want readers to understand.
Wow. Well, who doesn't want that? And it's
Like the famous.
I love that your story it is limitless. It's breaking any ceilings out there. So, Ruth, I really want to thank you for sharing your story and being our guest today. But before we sign off here, is there any words of wisdom that you'd like to leave our listeners today?
Joy and creativity have no age.
Wow, that should be a headline on a billboard. Wonderful. Joy and creativity have no age.
So
Love
be
it.
creative and be joyous.
You're so much fun. And to our listeners, we hope you've enjoyed hearing Ruth. You've got to check out her story. And I'd like to thank you for joining us today and invite you to join us again next week and hear and learn from more amazing women share their voice. And remember, to you out there, your message matters as well. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world.